Alrighty guys, a second deck for the Synchro XYZ festival. It has been a good while since we brought this deck out, guys. So if you guys have been in the channel for a while, I have a Graydle Exodia deck. There's a bunch of cards we couldn't include, but we couldn't add a lot of cards because of the festival, guys. So this is the deck right here, the Graydle Exodia. It's pretty similar to what we had. We just added a few cards, guys. We'll go over the deck list at the end of the video and then the profile. Anyways, the Synchro XYZ festival. Here is the win rate, guys. These are the first two with the Ojama. If you guys didn't see the Ojama video, I'll link it in the description down below. We did lose the first match with this deck, guys, but then we redeemed ourselves with 3 wins in a row. And this match, if you see, guys, 9 turns. It was a very, very close match. I'll play that at the end of the video. Anyways, guys, we're going to go in. These are match history. These are not replays, guys. Match history. So far, we've gone into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches, and we've only lost 1 in this event. Anyways, the event is not as difficult, guys, because there's a lot of cards they can't play. Hulk Auroradon is not in this. There's just a bunch of stuff that they can't play, that no floodgates. So the event is rather easy, guys. The event is rather easy. Anyways, this is a going second deck because of the Kaijus, because of the Maxi, because of the back row removal. Anyways, we draw a pretty decent hand, guys. Maxi, Harpy, Feather Duster. We got back row removal. We can stop him from special summoning. We're doing pretty good here. We're doing pretty good. Anyways, he just ends the turn. I don't know. I don't know if we won the coin toss or not. I don't remember. But we draw Maxi, so I set a card and pass. The reason I do this is because I'm thinking Numeron or something of that nature. So I just set and pass. He plays this. I activate Maxi. We're not going to have that. Hopefully he just passes turn. Anyways, and I think that's the plan. He does this. He goes for a search, and then he goes into the battle phase. I don't think he plans on special summoning here because of the Maxi challenge. I return that to his hand. We go ahead and send off a piece of Exodia. So now we're going to have an Incarnate at least at 3,000 for this turn. We get a Solemn Judgment. That is perfect. We go ahead and tribute, do Exodia Incarnate. Guys, if you guys don't know Exodia Incarnate, this is my favorite card of all time. Now, not my favorite archetype, but my favorite card of all time, guys. It's such a good card, and it feels so good when you play it. Anyways, we're going to go for 3,000 life points here. I don't know if he's able to stop us. We go ahead and attack him. He's not able to stop us. We go ahead and set Solemn Judgment. We go ahead and draw this card. Exodia will still be at 3,000 next turn. If they find a way to out him, we're going to get to draw a card. Plus, we got Maxi, but he just surrenders. I think he felt my toggle, and I think he thought he's got another Maxi, and he just quit, guys. So I don't know what that was. Odd Eyes. Anyways, the next match, guys, this is an 18-turn match. 18 turns. This deck definitely frustrated to play against. Because you are constantly returning cards to people's hands. Anyways, an 18 turn. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on fast forward, and let's hope it is not super long. Anyways, guys, we got a great going second hand. We have the Maxi, we have the Winged Dragon of Raw Sphere mode. He just passes. I think what happens here is because I select to go second, they're thinking Kaijus. They're thinking Lava Golem. I don't even know if he's banned. They're thinking Numeron, probably. I think that's why a lot of people are just passing turn. But you know what? That's fine with me because I get the +1. And we get to get our plays going. And we have a lot of traps in this deck. Anyways, we draw the Kaiju. So we go ahead and set the Graydle, set the Droplet. I feel really good about this board. He just ends turn again. So we go ahead and we draw Obliterate. Go ahead and set the Obliterate. And we just go ahead and pass. Finally, I think he sets and sets. Just makes no sense what he's doing. I think maybe he bricked. Now that I think about it, once we find out what deck he has, I think he bricks. I think he bricked is what happened. Anyways, we're just going to go put Graydle in the attack mode because now we have pretty good defenses. He does this, flipping us back face down. And he's got a bit of an annoying deck, kind of like mine. He stops me from attacking, Anyway, just Kaiju them, return the Kaiju back to the deck. If you guys aren't familiar with this deck, that's the whole plan, guys, is return the monsters back to the hand, continue to Kaiju him. And we actually do this very well against the Sword Soul deck next. The loss that we took, the first loss was against the Sword Soul deck. We redeemed ourselves on the third match. Anyway, he's going to his plays. I'm just returning his stuff. That way he doesn't have any plays. He's able to get the spell back. He sets it because I don't think he's able to play this once per turn. Anyway, so we set Waking the Dragon. We go ahead and play the other Graydle, and then we just go to attack here. So the reason I feel really good about this board is because if he attacks the Graydles, we take control of his monster. We have a Droplet for an effect. We can bounce a card. Then we have the chances of Ordeal with Traveler to bounce another card. If he happens to have Harpy Feather Duster, we're going to be able to get a card back with Obliterate, which I'll get the Incarnate, which is one of the bigger reasons. I'll get Incarnate back. That way we'll have a 3,000 Incarnate next turn. We get to reap the rewards from Waking the Dragon. It's just too good. It's just too good. So even if he had Harpy Feather Duster or something, I'm okay with that because we have benefits if they go to the grave. Anyway, he plays this. We go ahead and return it. That way we interrupt his plays here. He's not able to do very much, and I think he just passes. This is just a back and forth game. He's stopping me from taking his life points. I'm stopping him from playing his game. So I'm not letting him play Yu-Gi-Oh, but he's not letting me play Yu-Gi-Oh either. So we do the same thing here. We just kind of kaiju. The reason I do this is I want to take control of the kaiju so I can start taking some life points because this is taking too long. He doesn't let me play the game. So he's doing the same thing I'm doing pretty much. We're not letting each other play the game. It's a little annoying, I'm not gonna lie. This what are they called? Ghost Trick? So anyways, we're just doing a lot of back and forth here. One annoying deck versus another. The difference is, guys, that my win condition is Exodia is one. So one win condition is Exodia. The other, though, is just not to let the opponent play the game. Keep destroying the board. Take control of his monsters. We want the long game. So this deck's win condition is that we want the long game. We want them to go through all their summons, everything in one turn, run out of the resources, and then we just wipe the board on our turn, either with the Harpy, either with the Winged Dragon of Brawl, Kaiju Loop. So we have so many options here. Anyway, the reason I did that is because he's going to lose 2,000 life points because he wasn't able to summon that monster that he searched with the spell card. So he loses 2,000 life points here. We're finally taking life points is the reason I activated Solemn Judgment. Now we go ahead and play, and we have a 4,000 Exodia. He does this. He's able to stop the battle phase. Very annoying. I go ahead and just activate this so that it gets banished. We got a 5,000 Exodia Incarnate on the board. Now he's back at 4,000 because we are able to return here. Now I start to think here, you know what? What if he's got a Magical Cylinder? So very scary if he happens to have a Magical Cylinder. So I think I opt on my coming turn not to attack with Exodia. I'm thinking there's no way. Exodia is unaffected by card effects. I can't return them to my hand. So I decide not to attack with Exodia here and just attack with these two monsters. And that's just because I started thinking, what if he's got a Magical Cylinder? You know, his deck's been annoying. It could happen. I went ahead and summoned Pankratops just because I can destroy a card. And so that following turn, let's say I was going to attack with Pankratops, he activates a Magical Cylinder. I can destroy the opposite card in case it's another Magical Cylinder and then go for game with Exodia is the reason I did that. So that's my plan. Just keep that in mind, guys. Like, the reason I did this because I would attack with Pankratops. If this was a Magical Cylinder, I would activate Pankratops effect to destroy this card, and let's say it was another Magical Cylinder, now I can go for game. So that's the reason I did that with Pankratops. But he had nothing. I gave him an extra turn because I was being way too cautious. And that was game, guys. A bit of an annoying match there. Anyways, the third match is up against Sword Soul, guys. They're able to summon so many synchro monsters. This guy summoned a pretty nice board. So we'll take a look at that. I really like this match. It shows you that kaiju loop that we're going for with this game, or with this deck. So anyways, we draw a really good going second hand. Anytime you see a kaiju, an alpha, and a Graydle in the opening hand, it's good. And Obliterate probably would have been the next best thing here. And the reason you're able to do this is because you're able to still do your normal summon or set. You're able to do two kaijus here. So you're able to do a kaiju loop plus get a 3,000 monster on the board, go for an attack, or maybe not. So this is a really good board here. Anyways, he actually has some really good plays here. He drew a really good hand. I think he's able to go into 3 or 4 synchro monsters here. A really, really good board he sets up. So he's got one negate here. He's got a search, and he's got a draw. So already just amazing. Anyways, he does this. I think here he brings out this guy. Guys, this guy, I didn't realize. I dismantled him. I didn't realize how good this card was. Very, very good boss monster. Anyways, but you know, we destroy boss monsters. That's what this deck does. So anyways, he goes ahead and activates this. He's going to go in for another synchro. He goes with this card. I'm actually trying to figure out why, because the monsters he used weren't what he needed. Anyway, he sets 2 and pass, guys. He's got a negate, he's got a banish, he's got a burn. And then he's got this fella, which really nothing. But anyways, we have the kaiju. We have to do this one because we can't special summon Alpha because of his effect. So first we kaiju him, then we summon Alpha. We do not immediately use his effect because he can negate it. We are actually going to go for an attack here. So we go to the battle phase. We attack this guy. I don't know why. Then target one other effect monster on the field, negate its effects. I don't know why he didn't target me. It's weird. I think he thought that if he activated the kaiju, I couldn't kaiju him again. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, he activates this. I go ahead and destroy his monster. End the battle phase. I return my kaiju and then kaiju him again, guys. 3 monsters he summoned, and we got rid of them with a kaiju and an Alpha, guys. Super easy. Anyways, we set Waking the Dragon, we set Ordeal of a Traveler, and then we set our Graydle Eagle, guys. I love Graydles. They're too good. Too good. I was worried here he might summon Barone, but I thought, you know what, if he summons Barone and he attacks and he destroys my Graydle Eagle, I'll take control of his Barone. He'll have to negate him. But then the negate will be over. Or he would destroy my Waking the Dragon. We'll have to negate Waking the Dragon, and then when he runs over my Graydle Eagle, I can take over Barone. So I felt really good there. He would need at least 1 or 2 negates. Anyway, he just tribute summons here. I'm actually pretty scared at this point because he's activating a lot. He's able to bring out, I don't know, 1 or 2 more synchro monsters on board, I think. So he does all of this. So I'm getting worried. He brings out yet another boss monster. Very troublesome boss monster too. So it brings out this guy with this effect. I thought he was activating this guy's effect. Turns out he activated this guy's effect. He's able to banish a card. So he banishes Waking the Dragon. I activate Waking the Dragon, bringing out my Barone, because I do have Barone in the extra deck. He banishes it with this guy's effect. I'm kind of upset at this point, but I still have my Graydle Eagle in face down defense, guys. Anyways, he activates this. Sets, activates this effect. I think he's trying to bring back a monster. I think he thought he was going to get a token again, but he didn't. Anyways, he attacks into my Graydle. I take control of his boss monster here. He is not having that, so he activates Sword Soul Blackout. Getting rid. Oh, that's why he brought it back, so that he could activate Sword Soul Blackout. That makes sense. Anyways, he leaves me naked and afraid. Goes for life points. But guys, I feel really good here. I can special summon Alpha. I can run over him. If I draw, I'm actually hoping to draw a piece of Exodia here. Actually, yeah, because then I could have a +1. But we draw the next best thing. We draw Graydle Eagle. So anyways, I special summon. I summon Graydle Eagle. Now, normally I was thinking of crashing, but I thought, you know what? I have 4,500 life points. If he's able to go into more than 1 summon next turn, he can go for game. I'm not going to risk it. So I just run over him, and then I go for 1,000 life points here, and then we pass turn. Now, I make a huge mistake. I make a huge mistake on this follow-up turn. He sets. Now, I go to attack. I draw, and I immediately go to attack. Before, I'm such an idiot. I don't even get to the battle phase. I click on Alpha and accidentally switch him to defense mode. So I accidentally switched Alpha to defense mode here. Total mistake. I was supposed to go into the battle phase and attack. I just clicked on Alpha, and thinking I was hitting attack, I went and switched him to defense mode. So, unfortunately, he got an extra turn here. I think he gets 2 turns. He just passes turn. I'm very mad here because this would be game. This would be game if I had attacked with Alpha. So anyway, make sure this time I go and I attack. And then we pass turn. This would have been game here if I hadn't accidentally switched Alpha into attack mode. Very frustrating. I was pissed. Anyways, he passes, guys, and this is game. And that's it. And if it wasn't, we had the Solemn Judgment for the follow-up turn. He activates Imperm. Didn't matter. And we get game, guys. Destroyed him. Now, anyways, we're going to go ahead and go into the match we lost, guys. Very frustrating. So this deck ended up being 3 out of 4, 75% win rate for this side of the deck. But I was a little upset. I mean, this was really luck of the draw. Because we were at the mercy of what was the next card we were going to draw. But I'm going to showcase it so that you guys can see. We'll end the video with a loss. To me, guys, this is a really great hand. We have a Kaiju, we have Winged Dragon of Raw Sphere mode in case he summons 3 monsters. We have Graydle Cobra, and then we have an Obliterate. Anyways, he banishes 10 off the top, draws 2 cards. He goes into his plays. I was actually really hoping that he summoned 3 monsters, but unfortunately he went into 2 summons here. So we didn't get what we were hoping for. If he had summoned 3, I think we would have won. because of sphere mode. Anyways, he does this. He's able to go again into some excellent synchro monsters. He summons Barone, burns for 1200, and then sets. So we go ahead and use our kaiju. We're gonna get rid of Barone. We go ahead and set. And I'm feeling pretty good here. But luckily he guessed right on my Ordeal of the Traveler. Anyways, we return this so that he can't do his token. He goes ahead and banishes 10 and draws 2. We go and activate this. He does select monster, so he does get it right. He destroys my Cobra. I go in, take control of his monster, but he does have Solemn Strike. Surprisingly, I don't think I've ever seen Sword Soul have Solemn Strike before. Anyways, he gets his monster. He gets it right. So he does take life points here. He doesn't summon anything, so we can't use Winged Dragon of Raw. Anyway, we return the kaiju, and then we kaiju him again. He activates Max C. This is fine. He gets to draw a card. I set my Cobra, and I pass turn. I don't think he's able to play much here. He plays this. We return it back to the hand. That way he can't get the token. He attacks the Cobra. We do this. Unfortunately, we have 2 monsters again. So he's able to do this. We take control of our kaiju. He sets, and now we're able to take some life points here. Go ahead and draw. We draw another Graydle. We go ahead and attack. I should have summoned the Graydle and then attacked too, but we go ahead and set it because we want to be cautious. Anyways, he summons this. We go ahead and return it again, so he's not able to get his token. This could be pretty annoying, guys, because we're not letting him play. But anyways, he sets. Unfortunately, he's got 4,300 life points, but I don't draw anything to go for game here. So I just do this. I attack the token. I take the 2,200 life points. I go ahead and activate Obliterate to return Graydle so that I can put him back in defense mode. That way we can be safe in case he can go for game with a huge beat stick. And unfortunately, I think here he finally draws the card he needs. I do use Obliterate. Goes in and return it, but he's got something. Oh, he's got this, returning my Graydle. Now I only have 1 monster on the board. He's able to summon this. I guess he had just drawn into it. It's very frustrating. He activates this. He's able to get a huge beat stick on the board. He activates Effect Veiler just in case. He's able to banish here, and unfortunately that is game. So this was a really close match. It was just going to be luck of the draw. Unfortunately, I drew Obliterate the turn before. He drew the long one, or Yang, whatever the heck his name is. So he did get game on here, guys. Anyways, guys, here is the win rate. These are the first two Ojama guys. If you guys haven't seen that deck, I'll post it in the description down below. It'll also probably be here at the end of the video. Anyways, let's go over the deck list real quick. So the deck list, guys, do not knock this deck. I mean it. Go back, look at, you know what, I'm gonna link past videos in the description, guys. It does very well in rank. Of course, a different version of this deck. It's got super poly and things like that. But guys, look at it. You can ask people in the community. They've checked this deck out, guys. The deck is legit. Anyways, we have the 4 pieces of Exodia plus the 5th ahead, guys. That is 1 win condition there if they max C you, or not in this case, if you max C them and you draw, you can draw into Exodia. That's a possibility. Mainly it's there for Obliterate, guys. It's there to be very annoying, return monsters to the opponent's hand. Not just that, but it's there to, Obliterate's also there to help you do the kaiju loop. Obliterate's also there to help, if you think you're going to be able to destroy it, to help cheese out Incarnate. So Obliterate and Exodia pieces, guys, are there for a ton of things. And then we have, of course, the 3 maxis. If you're going second, you want to have that draw power. We have 2 Graydle alligators, guys. If I don't have a third one, that's the reason it's not at 3. But if this guy is destroyed by a battle or destroyed by a spell effect, you can take control of one of your opponent's monsters. So you got a defense there. Believe it or not, guys, 1 Graydle actually outs the Numeron OTK, just so you know that. 1 Graydle will out the Numeron OTK. That's how strong Graydles are. Just amazing. Graydle Cobra, we have it at 3. If he's destroyed by traps or battle, he takes control of a monster. Graydle Eagle, if he's destroyed by effect or monster battle, he takes control of opponent's monster. We got Dino Wrestler Pancratops just for the easy summon, just for the easy destruction effect. We have 3 Gamma Seal the Sea Turtle Kaiju, 2 Dust Kaiju. We have Alpha. This is, guys, for those loops. Not just that, he's a huge beat stick. You can special summon him. They won't, I mean, very hard to stop it. And then you can probably run over something with a negate and then activate his effect afterwards. You can bring back a kaiju, you can bring him back, use your kaiju again, kaiju them, and then you can special summon Alpha again. That is not once per turn, guys, so that is a huge effect. Now his return effect is once per turn. We have Legendary Exodia Incarnate at 2. The reason I don't have him at 3 is because I don't want to draw into him very much. I do want to draw into him maybe on the second turn, third turn, or later game. This deck is intended to go into the long game. It's not intended to OTK in 1 turn or 2 turns, unless you just happen to get a big, huge, beefy Exodia out. The Winged Dragon of Raw Sphere mode, you don't want to draw into this all the time. You would like to draw into it one maybe in the opening hand, and then maybe not see the second one until way after. But I do have it at 2 because you do kind of want to see it in the opening hand, but at 3, now you don't want to top deck it either. Nibiru, the Primal Being, just have it at 1, same thing. You might want to see it, you know, once, or you might want to see it every now and then. It just kind of depends. I don't really like to see him in my opening hand. I would rather see like a Winged Dragon of Raw Sphere mode or Alpha and a Kaiju. But the nice thing is, the reason I have him once, because if I'm able to get Max C and then I get him through Max C, even better. Harpy Feather Duster, just because it's Harpy Feather Duster, so back row removal. We have 1 Droplet because it is a going second deck, guys, but if you know this is anti-Max C, we hardly special summon, and by the time we special summon, they can't react with Max C. They can't. It's very hard unless once they know that we have a Kaiju, but they get maybe 1 card during Max C. And so the nice thing is, the reason we have 1 Droplet is because we're not doing very much. We have the Kaijus to remove the monsters with the effects. It's just kind of there when in the long game things might get out of control. You have a backup plan, but really you have your Winged Dragon of Raw Sphere mode for those destruction effect, for, you know, to destroy the effect monsters. You have the Kaijus to destroy the effect monsters. You have the Graydles. They're going to have to activate a negate if they don't want their monster to be controlled. So we have a lot of those things. It's fine. We have 2 White Waking the Dragon, guys. This is the only reason we have an extra deck, and it does come in handy. The nice thing is that when you have a lot of spell cards or trap cards on the board and you have these, you kind of don't worry a lot about Harpy Feather Duster, because we have cards that are going to give us advantages if they get destroyed or if we're using them. 1 Solemn Judgment just for that negate, just that extra negate, not a big deal. Like I said, we're mainly getting rid and popping the board with the Kaijus and stuff. Ordeal of the Traveler is just great because you can continue to do that loop. If you give them a Kaiju and you leave it on the board and they attack, you might possibly get your Kaiju back without having to use Obliterate. If you have both this and Obliterate, it's just amazing. And then of course we have 1 Kaiju Capture Mission. This is just if you decide you want to give them a Kaiju, or you open 2 Kaijus with this, you can turn one face up and then face down, and then you can Kaiju them again, and then hopefully you get your Kaiju back with either Obliterate, because it's once every turn, and so you could do it Obliterate once, and then on their follow-up turn you get both your Kaijus back. Worst case, if it gets destroyed, you draw 2 cards. You can't beat it. I believe you do get some some counters too, which will end up working out for your Kaijus, and you can eventually maybe use their effects. That's just kind of a side thing, not really what you're going for. And then of course Obliterate the main card, guys. If you think a destruction card is coming up next, you might not want to activate Obliterate. You might want to cheese out Incarnate, send them to the graveyard, hope that they destroy Obliterate, and then get Incarnate out. Once you have a decent, you know, 2, 3, 4 pieces of Exodia in the grave, you're going to get a huge beat stick on the following turn. If not, you're at least going to get to draw cards, guys, because you do draw cards with Exodia Incarnate as well. So just overall, guys, a very fun deck. I think it's very strong. We just add whatever monsters you want that you can cheese out with Waking the Dragon, guys. The reason I did these 3 Synchro monsters, I was looking at a few. I don't own all of them, and I didn't want to spend any dust on them. But I looked at some of them. I thought, you know what, these cards are pretty decent. And I read their effects. It says if Synchro summoned, that I didn't add those because they had to be Synchro summoned for their effects. So I added ones that didn't really need those. Barone, definitely a good one. I did number 64 Ronin Raccoon just for the fact that we can go for a token. Of course, who is not going to add Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon? Just too strong. And then Zeus in case we get Ronin Raccoon on the board, and then we can go into Zeus after the fact. So just something that also we're able to go into. But guys, yeah, whatever you have in the extra deck that you know, just make sure you read it and doesn't say if Synchro summoned, because then you won't be able to activate the effect. But guys, that is the deck profile there. I promise you, if you're doubting the deck, go back. I'll put some links in the description of the deck that I use in rank of the version of this deck I use in rank, guys. It is a very strong deck. You can ask people in the community. I'm sure they'll be happy to answer. Join the Discord. You can reach out to people there. A lot of people have followed the channel and have seen this deck in action. It's just been a while. Kind of went away from it for a second, and I'm glad to bring it back to the event, guys. And as you saw, it did good. Even the match that we did lose, it was a very close match. I think he had 6 cards left. He was gonna deck out. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. If you would like the video, comment down below. It helps the channel out massively. It sends the video out and it might get more exposure. If you would consider subscribing to the channel, I would really appreciate it. It helps out massively. And I will catch you guys on the next one.